Hey guys, it is Sunday and I just finished my last session and I feel so good. It was a really good week of training. I'm feeling so blessed because the sun is shining and I'm in England right now. So you will see a very common week of training for me since I travel a lot with my husband who needs to travel work-wise a lot. And yeah, this week you will see a very authentic week of my training, which is my own or reflects my own training philosophy, which has developed through my own training career, I would say, because I started as a hip hop dancer when I was a child, and then I was a bodybuilder. So I did bodybuilding for 4 years, internationally professional. I traveled around the world for my competitions and I took it very serious. And after that, I was bored and wanted to explore new ways of training, which is the way I train right now. And for those of you who are following me since a long time know that I love the combination of strength training, functional training, or some people call it functional bodybuilding, mixed with skill-based training, mobility and endurance. So you will see all of that in a regular week for me, and I hope you guys enjoy. I am excited for your feedback. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and yeah, let's start the week. My first training of the week starts with a squat and pull workout of my newest workout program in my app. And the name of the program is Create You Phase 4. And I love the split of this cycle, which differs from the previous programs, Create You Phase 1 to 3. Because after 3 cycles, we want to switch it up a little bit and set a new stimulus. Of course, I start warming up first because training without a warm up is like cooking without cutting the ingredients. And then I start my first superset, a squat and a pull-up cluster set. A cluster set is a set where you do a certain number of reps, take a short break, and then add on more reps. This will help you increase the number of consecutive reps of pull-ups because you're adding more volume in one set through this short break. I'm adding weight because I also like to get stronger in my pull-up. But in my program, I put a body weight pull-up since most people want to learn this and not everyone can do a weighted pull-up. But if you're capable of doing multiple reps of bodyweight pull-ups, I recommend adding some extra weight for those single reps. And for those of you who are not able to do one pull-up yet, I also have alternatives in the plan so that you will learn a pull-up. The next superset consists of Bulgarian split squats and single arm dumbbell rows. I always make sure to superset exercises that you don't have to run across the whole gym for. I love Bulgarian split squats because I feel them so good in my legs and glutes, but I also kind of hate them because no matter how much weight I use, they are always exhausting. And let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. It's like a love-hate relationship. Having that accomplished, I will move on with pistol squats and plate rows. I purposefully put the most challenging exercises or exercises I want to get stronger in first so that I'm fresh for them and program more isolating or stability movements after that. Just in case you're curious, because I get questions all the time about how I structure my workouts. The finisher of that day was a core and glute/hamstring superset that I loved. It's a ball pike up and Swiss ball complex. The pike ups are so good for your core and shoulder strength. That's why they transfer so well to handstand movements as well. And the Swiss ball complex consists of 3 consecutive exercises performed with the ball. And the first is a leg curl, which is way harder than it looks. And I really try to focus on keeping my hips extended while pulling the ball with my heels, which mimics the leg curl machine, but I think it's almost more difficult than the machine. And after that, I do straight leg hip raises and bent leg hip raises to burn out my glute muscles until they are done. And that was it for that workout. And as a cool down, I do at least one mobility exercise because I notice a huge difference in recovery when I do it compared to when I skip these 2 to 5 minutes of just low intensity moving and stretching out a little bit. Happy Tuesday, guys. So today we will work out at home. I thought it's a little bit easier for me to video since I'm doing handstands, mobility and core today. And for all of you that are following me since a long time know that my background is bodybuilding. So I used to do bodybuilding internationally and competed for 4 years, and I achieved everything that I wanted to achieve. I was at the European Championships and at the World Championships, and then I was a little bit bored. I had no goal anymore, and I was searching for a new goal to train, to look forward to make a new plan kind of. And for all of you that competed one day, maybe had the same feeling. But also if you are not a competitive athlete or so, it's just nice to have a goal. And that was something that led me to learn a handstand, because I thought, okay, now I don't want to focus on aesthetics anymore like I used to do in my bodybuilding times, but I want to focus on learning a new skill and have a different type of success feeling or progress feeling. And handstands is something that I started to learn and wanted to explore if I could. And then it turned into a very important training component right now. So I love the mixture of strength training, skill-based training, which is a handstand or a muscle-up, or just learning something new, and mobility. And of course, endurance training is also part of my weekly routine. But yeah, this has developed over the past years after I did bodybuilding, and way before. I used to be a dancer. I used to dance hip hop. Now I just enjoy exploring new movements and just see what my body is able to do. And yeah, so today I give you a little insight into my handstand session, and I hope you enjoy it. Within my handstand journey, I worked on different skills, and I accomplished the press to handstand, a pike press to handstand, and some other movements. And I'm currently working on a one-arm handstand, which is crazy because when I started, I thought this is too high of a goal. I will never try to accomplish it, and only circus artists can do that. But here I am trying. And it's a fun journey to see what my body can learn. So it's not always for me about achieving that skill. It's about how far can I go and having fun with it. So yeah, this is how it developed, and I'm not forcing anything. I have no competition. It's just for me, and it's almost meditative for me to do handstands because my brain needs to be just within this skill or that exercise that I'm doing, because you need to concentrate so much. And I think that's another component why I like doing handstands as well, the mental component. That was a really nice handstand session. It took me about 60 minutes. Sometimes I do handstands for 30 minutes. It always depends on how my body feels. But today was 60 minutes with stretching in between, like always. So it's not kicking up all the time. It's lots of stretching and resting. And after handstands, I like doing a little core circuit based on 3 to 4 exercises. And I also did an exercise for my upper back and for my glute medius. Since I worked with the ankle weights, this was a great opportunity to work on some isolation movements, which can be really challenging, although it looks like nothing, because the ankle weights that I use have like 1 to 2 kilos, but it burns, trust me. Good morning, my friends. It is Wednesday and today is a running day because we will travel today, and that means a lot of sitting and probably not moving in the evening. So I like to incorporate a run on those days. I do runs 1 to 2 per week. I just like it. It's more a mental component than anything else. Of course, I like the training component as well, but I don't follow like a certain pace that I want to achieve or a certain time. It is really just by feel, especially today where it's only about feeling good to have a nice and good travel day. So I will start with doing a mobility routine out of my playlist. So if you would like to incorporate more mobility into your day, then I can just recommend doing them. I have lots of full body mobility routines, and I like to do dynamic mobility exercises, so that's perfect before my running workout today. It is Thursday and time for the second strength workout of the week of my new The Art of Health app program, and all programs that I write for my app are based on my training. I'm thinking of how I would like to train and write it kind of for myself, but also of course on your guys' needs so that anyone can do the exercises. You see me doing now my warm-up, some mobility, and I also included 30 seconds of running intervals to get my heart rate up a little bit. The original warm-up in my program was a little bit different, with mini bands to get the glutes pre-activated before the main workout, but I didn't have mini bands in this gym, so I adjusted the exercises according to what was available. The main workout consists of, again, 3 supersets based on hip hinge and push movements. For the first superset, I did a combination of hip thrust and ring muscle ups. And in the original program in my app, I programmed dips because most of my audience or people that follow me can't do a muscle up yet, or maybe don't even want to learn a muscle up. That's why I integrated an exercise that most people would want to learn first, which are dips. And I think it's a great foundation to learn if you are willing to learn other exercises that are higher in their skill level, or just for general strength and muscle development. The next superset are hyperextensions, which I do either on a hyperextension machine, I think it's also called Roman chair, or a GHD, which I used here for my glutes and hamstrings. And the push movement I superset this with are alternating plate push-ups. The plate adds a little deficit, making it more challenging, and your core has to work more because you spend a longer time on attention in the plank position when you switch the arms on the plate. Once I accomplished 3 sets of those, I continued with landmine single leg deadlifts and landmine single arm shoulder press. I love landmine movements, especially in a superset, because you don't have to switch equipment. And on a general note, since this is a hip hinge and push workout, for those of you who wonder what hip hinge means, it refers to bending your upper body forward with a neutral spine. And while bending the hip predominantly, we want to keep our knees just slightly bent. And the reason why I'm explaining this is because many people have difficulties controlling this fundamental movement. It is found in many sports like yoga, weight training, gymnastics, etc. And all hip hinge movements activate mostly the glutes and hamstrings when done right. That's why it's so important to focus on technique first before adding weight or a higher degree of difficulty. And then we are finally coming to my finisher for this day, which are bench leg raises for my core and bench W raises for my upper back. Another efficient superset is done with the same equipment. The cool down for that day was a cat thoracic stretch to open up my upper back, shoulders and chest muscles. It is Friday and today I have handstands and core again on my plan, and I start with my warm-up, stretching a little bit, opening up to get into my positions. Many people ask me if I program my handstand sessions for myself, and the answer is no. Right now I have a handstand coach that gives me a rough program with the exercises I should accomplish in a week so I can incorporate them based on how I feel, because handstands can be easily influenced by your sleep, travel, training you did before, and many other factors. For example, when I feel a little bit weaker on my strength training days, I adjust the weights, which is totally fine and necessary for that day, and the same applies to my handstand days. If I don't feel like doing a certain skill or I just keep falling, in that case, I will scale down or do a different variation that works better on that day to accumulate more quality movements in that session and to avoid frustration. Another question that I get asked a lot is how I got so flexible. And the first part of my answer is I'm doing lots of dynamic mobility routines that you can follow along here on my YouTube channel as well. And the second part of my answer is I always use my resting time to do a mobility exercise that allows me to get a bigger range of motion in my working set. In my handstand sessions, these exercises can be more static, but in my strength training sessions, I focus on dynamic mobility movements because static stretches could lead to an injury. It's pretty unlikely unless you perform these stretches to the absolute maximum and do a 1 rep max test immediately after, but I would rather be safe here. Plus, adding dynamic mobility movements might improve your mobility even faster. Back to my handstand workout, it took me again around 60 minutes, and afterwards I did a core workout again with parallettes and weights, which was really challenging but also fun.
Well, miss, I guess I'll be on my way now. You just give me a...
Happy Saturday, everyone. So today is my rest day and we are here currently in England, in Devon. I am here with my husband because he is teaching at a weightlifting retreat and I am doing my own workouts and my own work. But I joined the group for some activities, like today. We went paddleboarding and it was so much fun, but it wasn't really training for me. Obviously, you're just sitting on the paddleboard and paddle a little bit. So you move, but nothing extreme, and that's a perfect active rest day for me. I might do some stretching later, but other than that, that's it for today in terms of movement. And I make sure that I drink a lot, that I fuel myself good. I'm not cutting calories on rest days or active rest days. So I get this question a lot, that's why I'm telling you guys. And yeah, that's it for today. Happy Sunday! It is the last workout day of the week and I love training on Sundays. I feel like I can enjoy it the most because I have a day off of work and I can do my workout without watching what time it is. And this is the third workout of the Create You Phase 4 program. And this workout is a full body workout so that each muscle group has been stimulated twice in a week. You see me starting again with 3 warm-up movements that pre-activate my legs and open my shoulders for the front rack position that I will need for the front squats in the main workout. I am always warming up my squats or exercises like deadlifts, for example, with an empty barbell, and I recommend you do this as well, no matter how strong you are. It's about getting your joints, tendons and muscles used to that movement, which will prevent you from a potential injury. After that, I do additional 2 to 3 warm-up sets where I'm slowly increasing the weights to feel what my working load will be like. I did the front squats in a superset with a mixed grip pull-up, which are great for getting used to different grips and more balanced if one grip is stronger. I used some extra weight again because I'm working with lower reps, but don't feel intimidated by that. If you want to try my program and can't do pull-ups yet or just a few reps, you will see all scaling options in my plan. Afterward, I did reverse rows and weighted pistol squats, which were really challenging. And again, not everybody can do pistol squats, so you will find an easier version for that as well. But on a side note, having an extra weight in front of you will help you balancing out your pistol squat. So if you start learning a pistol squat, try to use a small weight, 1 to 5 kilo maximum, and hold it a little bit further away from you, and that might do the trick to get your first pistol squat. And the last superset was a combination of Zotz press and single arm rows. Pressing from a squatting position is so good for your posture and upper back development. Of course, it will improve your squat mobility as well. And that's why I love this exercise. It's so functional and improves you in so many ways as an athlete. And the single arm dumbbell rows will make your spinal erectors work more and train your posture and back muscles. The finisher on the full body days consists of 2 more exercises than on the other strength training days, but trust me, it is so much fun. And after the workout, I took a little break and drank something, stretched a little bit, and then I was in the mood to play with some handstands. I did handstand hold intervals, 5 times, 30 seconds hold and 30 seconds rest. And then my husband joined me in his weightlifting teaching break and we did some handstands together. So thank you guys so much for watching again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you wish to see more videos like that, let me know in the comments and I see you in the next one.